Hey everyone, Navik here. This is me doing catch up on Jeff Lemire's current JSA run, and let me tell you, the Justice Society have been going through the ringer with this run. So let's continue. Issue four continues, and use and issue four is kind of just showing how some of the captive JSA members are kind of dealing with their situation. Beth Chapel, aka Dr. Midnight, has been trapped by Injustice Society because she discovered that Obsidian and's kind of been in the sleeper agent and her like navigating. And speaking of Obsidian, we see that he's in some kind of weird limbo place. It's where he's being that looks like a hospital where he's being taken over and kind of put through uh, very some very extreme forms of torture where he can't escape, and he ends up finding that Jakeem Thunderbolt is also trapped in there. And the issue ends with, and this issue kind of ends with Beth being found by Scandal Savage. And again, I'm just going to be like with the Wonder Woman and Hyde Street catch-ups, I'm going to be skipping over a lot of details because the whole point is like catching you guys up on the broad strokes. Looks like I could start going into the nitty-gritty when I start covering new issues again. And issue 5 continues the overall plot with Carter meeting up with Kid Eternity and the rest of the JSA battling the forces of hell. Interspersed with seeing some of the other situations, like of course the captured JSA members and how the rest of the team are dealing with the outside world and the emotional trauma they're going through. Ooh. And yeah. Now we do see that the current Injustice Society has made up a lot of familiar faces, including Red Lantern, the Dark Sandman from, of course, the Wesley Dodds Sandman miniseries, and how they're planning on taking down the heart of the Justice Society. And unfortunately, in issue 6, their plan succeeds. We go into a real darkest hour moment. And as Wildcat tries his best, he tries his hardest is to encourage Khalid, but unfortunately, in the course of the big fight in the Tower of Fate, Wildcat ends up being killed in the crossfire by the leader of Cobra. And in his shock, Khalid ends up letting the helmet of fate get stolen by Wotan. And so, with their plan one, on Khalid, Alan and Jay are teleported back to the Brownstone with Ted's body. And yeah, Wildcat is dead. Issue 7 kind of serves as a really emotional memorial for Ted Grant. And it really highlights that despite the fact that he was one of the powerless members of the JSA, he did once have a superpower about living 9 lives. But yeah, this is his final life, and we get to see like the emotional impact this has had on several current and past members of the JSA. We even get to see Power Girl again, and which is always nice. And Ted's biological son Tommy. So yeah, the JSA are dealing with all this, the emotional fallout, some like stuff going on between Rick, Nick, and Jess, and of course the Justice League come and try to give them a pep me up, though Batman kind of acts like a dick, saying the JSA are kind of like letting the situation spiral out of control. But Alan is resolute that the JSA is their family, and they'll save their family and deal with the Injustice Society. And hey, we even get to see Mr. Terrific again. And however, things are not all hopeless, because since Kid Eternity is a spirit connected to the realm of the dead, the JSA are probably. It looks like they're going to be getting a few reinforcements from beyond the grave. Even the future. Now, issue 8 kind of serves as a big explanation of why Wotan, who's kind of like the current leading figure of the new Injustice Society, he is doing all he's doing, which includes a flashback to the Justice Society in World War II, fighting against some Nazi supervillains, and Johnny Sorrow and Wotan, and were basically trying to make contact with some outer gods, like the gods of the subtle realm, which is kind of where Johnny Sorrow's mask comes from. And yeah, these are basically like Cthulhu outer god-like beings. So obviously, the JSA were able to stop them stealing the object they were planning on using, and Carter kept it sealed away. Though now, with the Helmet of Fate, Wotan plans on releasing the subtle gods from their capture, mainly so that they can kill the Justice Society for him. And issue 9 picks up the story arc again, and we cut back, and because we cut back to Beth basically trying to get an obsidian out of there, but of course Scandal is relentless, and we actually learn the reason why she joins the Injustice Society, because yeah, she's been kind of an anti-hero before, is because they promised that she'll finally be able to kill her father, Vandal Savage. And also, back in this weird mental thing, Obsidian and Jakeem learn that they're actually being, that they're not in any other regular place. They're actually trapped in the 5th dimension, and aka the realm of all the imps like Batmite and Mr. Mixix-Spitlick. And ended up seeing the secret member of the Injustice Society, Quips, which is basically Johnny Thunderbolt's arch nemesis. And yeah, we get some more heartwarming moments between Alan and Jade. We see Khalid and Yolinda basically dealing with their trauma, continuing to deal with their trauma from Ted's death. And I gotta say, this issue, this story arc has been really good for Beth, for this version of Dr. Midnight, showing her is really capable of dealing with it, and even showing that she's going to be the one that kind of brings the whole plan for the Injustice Society down. And even as the Injustice Society are trying to go to Black Hawk Island to steal the staff after that Wotan needs to summon the gods of the subtle realms. And yeah, thanks to Beth, as Alan and Jade learn that the obsidian that's in par, that's been like at the Brownstone, yeah, it's been Johnny Sorrow in disguise. So yeah, things are gonna ramp up when with issue 10 comes out. So yeah, that was Jeff Lemire's JSA. Definitely more of a dour series than I expected it to be, but it kind of feels more like a bit of Jeff Lemire channeling a bit of his Black Hammer stuff when he writes this book. But I'll say this: he does understand the characters, understands their history, and understands their heart, and kind of understands what makes them appealing. Because the Justice Society, they do deal with some rough stuff. They are the first heroes, but that doesn't mean they aren't afraid to kick ass or deal with things or make the ultimate sacrifice like Wildcat did. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the rest of this series has in offer, or for however long it goes for, and I hope you guys will join me for the ride. Until next time, have a great day.